Hello everybody, welcome to Frame by Frame. This is episode 4. Sitting next to me is...
Andy.
You all were thinking I was going to do it.
I thought you were going to say my name.
Sitting next to me is...
Andy. And sitting next to me is...
Stephen. See, that was a bit better.
Yeah, it's the worst double act ever.
The worst ever.
Not exactly the two Ronnies, are we?
Yeah.
Well, today is...
In America, they wouldn't know who the two Ronnies are, so that would be...
Fuck them. Go on, then they can use...
Look it up, Google.
Google on
Two
YouTube.
Ronnies.
Two Ronnies. Very fantastic stuff, really.
Yeah. Like Ant and Dec.
She was starting on a... Yeah, but good. And smaller foreheads.
You talking to me?
Did you have a brain tumor for breakfast?
Then who the hell else are you talking to? Talking to me?
I'm funny how? I mean, funny like a clown.
I'm Peter Binkman.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
Man that doesn't spend time with his family can never be a real man.
Yeah.
I'm kind of a big deal.
First rule of my club is do not talk about my
Yeah, baby.
You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth.
Actually, it's going to be a little bittersweet. Because we're going to be talking about
I think because you said...
terrible films today.
Because last week you said, I think we're going to need to review something we hate.
Yeah.
Because so far you've just enjoyed everything that you've talked about.
We've basically talked about things that we really enjoy, and then it's just to balance the equilibrium. I thought we'll talk about Birdemic.
Oh, Birdemic and...
The Room.
Could there be a worse double bill for a viewing? I do have a confession though. The other day I watched Guardians of the Galaxy.
You did?
Yes.
Oh.
Thought I'd surprise you.
Fantastic. Well, yeah, let's talk about that then. Forget about them. Birdemic in The Room. Let's talk about Guardians.
Can we?
Yes, we can do anything we want.
Let's do it.
Well, did you like it?
Well, I'm not going to tell you just yet. I think we should just have the trailer run through right now.
Okay. Here's the trailer to Guardians of the Galaxy.
I look around. You know what I see? Losers. I mean, like, folks who have lost stuff. Their homes, their families. And we're facing a threat that could destroy us all. If we're gonna save the galaxy, we're gonna have to do it together. Partners.
Why would you want to save the galaxy? Because I'm one of the idiots who lives in it.
Oh, what the hell? I don't got that long a lifespan anyway.
Why would you risk your life for this?
Because right now, life's giving us a chance to do what? Something good, something bad, a bit of both. We will fight beside you. I will destroy you and your world.
First, you gotta go through us.
We're the frickin' Guardians of the Galaxy.
I'm with them. I have a plan.
You've got a plan.
I have part of a plan.
What percentage of a plan?
I don't know, 12%.
12%?
That's a fake laugh.
It's real.
Totally fake.
That is the most real, authentic, hysterical laugh of my entire life because that is not a plan.
I am Groot.
So what? It's better than 11%. What the hell does that have to do with anything?
Thank you. Groot's the only one of you who has a clue.
Oh.
cinemas in 3D.
So did you enjoy it? You know what I think of it.
I've got to say that I thought it was absolutely brilliant.
Oh, fantastic.
I was... at start I was very suspicious. Very kind of like, oh, right, yeah, here we go. Yeah. Because you don't know the characters, and you kind of have that separation to begin with. You're like, oh, okay, I know, yeah. But then all of a sudden, they started to come up with these amazing lines. I kind of forgot that, that suspicious, critical side of you that when watching science fiction, you just start pulling everything apart.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, that's the beauty of this film. It's so well written.
It makes you let go.
Yeah. You just become invested in the story, the characters, everything about it.
And you realise that finally, this is actually science fiction as entertainment for the sake of entertainment. It is there to entertain and take you on a ride. And it was a lot of fun.
Oh, absolutely. But don't you think that's a very brave way to start the film?
With dying
mum.
Dying mum. But it set up a perfect thread through with the music. And that,
oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
And it introduced him as the character who was never going to let go because he has the music.
Mm.
So that's deep.
Yeah.
And yet it's still fun and accessible.
Oh, yeah. But I thought, because I'd like to have been in a room with all the heads of Marvel when James Gunn gives them the script, because it was written by someone else, I forget the name now, but he completely, he rewrote it. He took aspects of the original script and rewrote it.
Yes.
But then reading that and said, where I've got this massive space opera, but it starts with his mum dying in hospital. And it's really tough.
Of cancer.
Of cancer, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. And when she reaches out, Peter, take my hand, and he's too scared to, and he's sort of like,
yeah.
And that's a really, really dark, touching, upsetting moment.
And that's the kind of odd thing, because it starts off so set in reality that the moment that he's suddenly taken away in a magical world that is...
Because it stays dark up until he switches his Walkman on, because you've got that scene. And then the actual abduction of him when he runs out into into the field, and also the way the spaceship that sort of like turns on him, it's kind of like it's shadow and it's quite eerie, and then obviously he gets abducted, and next thing you know, it's 20 years later, and he's on Morag, I think is the planet.
Who's she? Oh, you mean the planet?
Yeah.
Okay.
And even walking through there, and that's quite dark, and it's like
sinister.
Yeah, sinister. Yeah. And then next thing you know, he puts the music on, and he just starts dancing,
and that's it.
And then, because up until then, I was thinking, this is not the film I thought this was going to be, because I got excited by the trailer. I'm thinking, what's going on here?
Yeah.
And then the moment the music kicks in, he starts dancing. I was like, here we are.
It's like a switch.
Yeah.
It just switches on. It's like lighting up a room after going through all these dark corridors to a surprise party. All of a sudden, surprise! It's like, it is what you thought it was.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That element of doubt before you go to a surprise party, and you think, oh, they've all forgotten, haven't they? It's all dark corridors. And, surprise!
Yeah, they forgot my birthday, the bastard. Oh, no.
At first, I was a little bit reluctant to kind of embrace the world because I thought, it's gone a little bit too far, too early. I kind of thought, because usually a character is introduced bit by bit, but it was like, boom, he's there.
Yeah,
no explanation. He's not like a new character in a new world. He's literally 20 years later, and he is where he is.
But I suppose they have to do that because he has so many main characters to introduce very quickly,
exactly,
and then move the story along.
Yeah, otherwise, it starts looking like a George Lucas prequel.
Yeah, and nobody needed that.
No.
But again, I think the way everything's introduced is very well done. It's very clever.
Everybody hates each other in the beginning.
Yeah.
That's always good.
Well, they're always trying to get one over on each other all the time.
Yeah.
When the reason Rocket and Groot find Quill is because he's got a bounty on his head.
Rocket is the raccoon. That's right.
And Groot is the plant.
Yes.
Yeah. Essentially, Quill is he's what's called a Ravager, And Yondu is basically kind of his boss. I reckon he's been sort of a father figure to him. He's the one who abducted him from Earth.
Yeah.
And, he's been stealing with them.
It's like the bad uncle.
Yeah,
Teaches him the way, but then he's rejected.
Yeah, so Quill is sort of... They've gone after this orb, which is the reason why he goes to Morag in the first place. Which turns out inside the orb is an Infinity Stone, which is going to go into the big Marvel universe. But, so the reason Rocket finds Quill is because he's put a 40,000 units price on his head.
Mm-hmm.
So they think, well, we'll get Quill. It's great. It's great.
Great, yeah.
I love it.
It's smooth.
It's smooth. And
then they all go into jail.
Because at that point, you've got Gamora, who's after Quill, who's been sent by Ronan the Accuser.
Ronan the Accuser.
Yeah. He's very unhappy because of a peace treaty that was signed with the Kree and the Xandarians for, I think, thousands of years. They've been warring and killing each other, and now they've signed a peace treaty, and he's not happy about it. He's basically a fundamentalist Kree, I guess you'd call it.
So he sends the Green Girl to kind of be a...
Well, to retrieve the orb.
Retrieve the orb, but by...
Because if he gets the orb and gives it to... Why am I not remembering these names when I know them all?
It's crazy. Shall I open the vacuum cleaner?
Thanos.
Thanos.
Yes, he has to give... If he gives the orb to Thanos, Thanos will destroy Xandaria.
Yes.
So there's our story.
That's it. It's all there.
Yeah.
I don't remember anybody's names in any film. I mean, no disrespect to Guardians of the Galaxy. I do it with every film. Unless I've seen it about 5 times, then I'm not going to know people's names.
Right.
I mean, when I watch Shop Girl, it's still Steve Martin, Claire Danes in those characters. I don't know why I use that film.
Yeah.
Or Iron Man, I don't think... Tony Stark is an easy one.
Yeah.
He's Tony Stark. But the girl he was with is Gwyneth Paltrow. It's Gwyneth.
Pepper Potts.
What's her name?
Pepper Potts.
Her name is Pepper Potts.
Yeah, that's the character's name.
That's just a stupid name.
Blame Stanley.
Oh, Stan. Yeah. So, okay, yeah, and what was I saying?
No, you can't remember people's names.
The purple guy, the killer.
Ronan.
No.
Oh, Drax.
Is it Drax?
Yeah, you mean the wrestler, Dave Bautista.
The wrestler! There we go, yeah.
He is a fantastic character. So surprising.
Well, when I saw that scene where he's got her against with a knife and he starts taking the mickey out of him, trying to kind of change the situation, you never expect them to be...
But I love that thing, so, you keep her alive when Ronan comes, and then he does that. He puts his finger over his neck, to obviously symbolise you kill him. But Drax is like, why would I put my finger over his throat? You know what I mean? He's like, no, it's a symbol. Yeah, you get this. And
they play on it. Then all of a sudden they're having a conversation about the symbol of throat cutting, and it's hilarious.
Yeah, this is a symbol for you cutting his throat. I would not cut his throat. I would chop his head clean off. It's like, well, you get. And I love the other guy. No one ever talks about him, but the other. I don't know what his name is, but he's sort of like, you get this right, don't you? And he's like, yeah. And then Drax looks at him, oh, no. It's a great little character. And I love that line when he's like, I like your knife, I'm keeping it. And he's like, that was my favourite knife. Love it. Just little things, yeah.
The dialogue in this is filled with real moments between characters there. Yeah. Normally in sci-fi films, they just kind of talk about the business, trade federations. They just kind of talk about each other and falling in love and those kind of feelings and all those wonderful memories we had years ago when we did this, ha ha ha. Yeah. But no, this one, it really keeps things, it keeps all the bits of dialogue that normally get snipped out, the small talk, the segues, the little distractions, they're all in there. And my favourite of those is that, about taking things literally, is when they start talking about Footloose and Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
I love that piece, that exchange between the two, when he says about, Kevin Bacon lives in a town full of people who have sticks up their ass.
Yeah.
And she goes, why would they have sticks up their ass?
Yeah,
well,
that's really cruel. It's really cruel, yeah.
Really cruel.
Interesting with that scene.
So well.
While they were filming it, James Gunn could not get it right. He hated it. On that day of shooting it, he rewrote the whole thing, and I think that's where all the Kevin Bacon stuff came from.
I think it's great. I mean, the Footloose must have been an influence somewhere in there. There must have been.
I know he's good friends with Kevin Bacon.
Oh, that helps.
Kevin Bacon was the bad guy in his last film, which is called Super.
Right.
So I know they have a friendship. Maybe that's where it's come from.
Yeah, I think that would help, and having the reference in there is perfect. Especially when she reiterates it later on, she says, "Just like Kevin Bacon."
Yeah,
when
they just kill loads. What I love about that
scene,
scene, where they're smashing through that and killing loads of people, and you've got Drax laughing his head off behind them.
Yeah,
because he just loves
the thrill of it all.
The thrill of destroying. It happens when he's beating people up. He's just laughing his head off. He loves it. And then she's like, "Yeah, we're just like Kevin Bacon."
Yeah, and I love that. It's like, but we've never seen this kind of exchange before. I mean, we've had kind of these oddball collaborations in comic books. DC and Marvel both do it. We've had the Fantastic Four personalities of, to be honest, none of them have
the workable superhero films, I guess, but
just
nothing
doing their thing. They're just doing what the plot tells them to do, and that's it. But these ones, they're kind of jumping out of the story and having their own little character moments, which is. Which makes you connect with them so much more.
Yeah.
The Avengers. I mean, again, they're not.
No.
The old agenda. The old Avengers. I'm talking agendas.
Agendas. I'm a good superhero. The agendas.
Yes.
I'm a boy. I'm a girl.
Let me write that down. Oh no, you went for genders.
Yeah, that's what I went.
Agendas.
Right, agendas.
Let me plan that. Let me put that in my file facts.
That'd be great. It's a big, huge superhero who just
plan
stuff, and then the film ends.
Let's go put this on the whiteboard. Yeah. Oh, I just bought a new whiteboard. It's magnetic. Wow!
Can't wait to do an agenda. Brilliant.
Yeah. Oh wow. File facts now. He's out of date. He's well jealous. Yeah.
But I know one of my favourite scenes in this scene. One of my favourite scenes in the scene is, before they actually go for the big battle, and they're all stood in a circle. Well, sat in a circle at first. And talking about trying to come up with a plan.
Yes.
He's like, I've got 12% of a plan. All that kind of stuff. When he first wrote the treatment to the script and give it to Kevin Feige, Joss Whedon, and other producers were there, Joss Whedon read it, loved it, and he said, "There's not enough James Gunn in here." He's like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "It's not enough. We want more.
James signature.
You want more James Gunn," and that's where that scene came from.
Yeah.
He went home and immediately. In fact, he actually nearly didn't make the film. When he went to talk to him about it, he spoke when he thinking, "No one's ever heard of Guardians of the Galaxy. Why would I want to do this?" And he was driving home, and it just clicked in his head. Oh, actually, he had a few ideas, and he thought, "I have to make this film."
Yeah.
And thank God he did, because I don't think any other director would have done what he's done. No way.
He's done it so well. I'm actually taken aback because when I was reluctant to watch it because I just thought it was going to be the same old. I thought it was going to flow just like any other, comic book adventure, and I was just surprised. And I think it was the dialogue, it was the exchange, it was the pacing, the music, all these elements that it made it okay. And it harked back to Fifth Element, when Luc Besson tried to do something different with science fiction by subverting it and making it a little bit more caricature, but still with some amusing moments in it with Mila Jovovich, but that it still never got out of that place of just being characters going through the motions and following a plot.
Yeah,
there's still no things jumping out other than multipass. Little things, but they're only very little. This one kind of has so much going through, and I can understand why you went to see it in the cinema 3 times.
Yeah.
Because there was so much going on.
Well, now I've got the Blu-ray on Monday.
Yeah.
which is probably a good reason we're not doing Birdemic and actually doing Guardians this week, because
It's still fresh.
It's just come out, and you still see stuff. Not even now, I'm sixth time seeing it.
Yeah.
When they're on the Milano, I think it's Quill's ship is called, and they're on the way to the collectors and they're just talking, and Groot's just in the background he's just like playing with things on the wall like a child would, and I never noticed that before.
Yeah.
I was like, it's just the
Layers.
level of detail, and the animation is incredible. You never once question that it's a CGI raccoon. It's just because. And I think, obviously, the character's fantastic, and it's very well acted. I know James Gunn's brother actually played the raccoon on set as a point of reference for the actors.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, but
He did the Andy Serkis bit.
Yeah, well, no, it's not motion captured.
No. It was just
He was just there as a point of reference. Yeah. The only thing that was motion captured is Thanos. He was motion captured.
Got you. Yeah. And then you've got. Then we're talking about the actors, and there's certain controversial moments in other reviews that I've noticed that a lot of people are digging at Vin Diesel just because he's a big name, he's a massive personality, and they're all saying that he probably got paid millions just to say 3 words, 4 words,
5 words,
5 words. Yeah, because he says the word 4 as well, doesn't he? And it's like, why did he get paid? And to be honest, if Vin Diesel is approached, Vin Diesel is asked, "Can you voice this character?" You'll only have 5 words to say.
Yeah.
And if Vin Diesel says yes, that's their deal. That's their deal. That's what they wanted. They went to him and they did it. It doesn't matter how much he got paid. It's what happened.
I've never
Get
thought,
over it.
Yeah, I've never thought much of Vin Diesel as any kind of actor, but he's brilliant as Groot.
But
he's fantastic. I can't.
Did he actually? Was he actually on the set as Groot?
No. He just came in and did the voice acting.
Just the voice acting, but.
People
say that people are saying that it is overrated, that anybody could have done it.
No, I don't think. I disagree, because they had James Gunn tried doing it, his brother tried doing it, they had the actor who was playing Groot on as a point of reference, they had him try and do it. No one did it. It was when Vin Diesel came in and tried out for it. That was it. There
was something about the way he did it every time.
Yeah.
Every single I Am Groot is different.
It is, but when he's saying I Am Groot, James Gunn wrote what he's actually saying. So when Vin Diesel's... I know, it's bloody lead.
Yeah, the leads is scraping, but it's okay.
So when, Vin Diesel's saying, "I am Groot," he actually knows what he should be saying, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
What he's doing.
Which is helpful as a reference. But then, I think that's the problem with all these people, is that they're fixated on an element that of him being paid to say 5 words, and that is what they're basing it.
Yeah, what's it got to do with them?
What's it got to do with them?
For anything?
Exactly. I think Vin Diesel was asked. He has absolute right to say yes and no. James Gunn has absolutely right to ask anybody he wants to do it.
Yeah.
I'm glad he didn't ask Morgan Freeman, because Groot would have a lot more to say. Groot will be saying, "Yes, but the Infinity Stone is actually made of this and that, and we must be careful not to do this and that."
Well, now you've mentioned Morgan Freeman, exposition in the film.
Oh, well, yeah, the exposition is still there.
It's still there, but what I like about it, the biggest part of exposition for me, and when I first watched it, I was kind of like, "Oh, here we go in. They're treating us like we're stupid." When the collector's explaining about the Infinity Stone.
Yeah.
And the big celestial beings that could, and how it can destroy planets and stuff.
You see the Flash and all that.
Yeah, and you're thinking, right, all right, we're getting backstory. And I didn't really need
Lord of the Rings kind of feeling about it.
But then you've got Rocket, who's sort of like bored, senseless. He's got his hands in his hands. He's like, "All right, Whitey, I don't care. Just pay me my money." And I'm like, "Great, brilliant. You've given us the exposition, but you've also told us that one of the characters doesn't need the exposition. He just wants the frigging money."
Yeah.
That's a great way of giving what producers and studios want, but also taking away at the same time.
And to be honest, exposition is always needed, and it's not always easy to disguise it. Terminator is an example of that, where they had the car chase with Kyle Reese and Sarah Connor, and the exposition of him explaining what happens in her future and everything, the reason why he's there, and the time travel thing, and the rise of machines. It's all done during a car chase.
Yeah,
it's done as because he's desperately trying to tell her, to convince her. There's a purpose behind the exposition. It's there to convince her, but it's also there to inform us. What a lot of films tend to do with exposition is they tend to bring in the audience point of view character. The audience point of view character is that fish out of water who is put in a place and has to have everything explained to them. It's the Will Smith of Men in Black.
Yeah.
So, I haven't been in this world before. Could you explain it to me?
Yeah.
Because I'm standing here with the audience behind me, and they want to know as well. But with this, you don't get that chance because you've got 20-year ellipse between him being abducted and him being in there. Well, nothing is explained as to what that universe is and where it is. Well, it doesn't need to be explained.
I think that the reason I was a bit funny with that is I suppose that exposition needs to be there because they're building a bigger universe of films that are yet to come.
Yeah.
So I guess we need to know what the Infinity Stones are for and what they're used for.
What they're capable of.
And why Thanos is trying to get hold of them.
Yeah.
So I just felt a bit, I did up until Rocket, just complaining. I don't care about all this. I just want to get paid. Yeah.
Would it have worked if it was simply a glowing crystal inside a box? Would people have feared it or felt as though it was important if it was just like a Pulp Fiction MacGuffin? If they just opened it and their faces glowed up and there was no exposition about what the crystal did, what the orb did, would it have...
I think it would have worked, but it wouldn't have set up the universe that they're having to set up for future films.
So therefore, it was completely necessary.
Yeah. Like I say, I was just that's the only that's the only thing I could take. I'm trying to be really picky.
It's good. It's good because we I think we were always afraid of exposition being something that oh gosh, but films have to have it, stories have to have it.
Yeah, it just doesn't always have to be Morgan Freeman.
No, it doesn't have to be delivered in that way. But it's good because it didn't feel as though it was exposition for exposition's sake, and that's what it is. They weren't wearing a t-shirt saying, "Here's the exposition bit.
Yeah.
Are you ready, kids?"
I tell you, there's an interesting thing with the making of this film that all the music was composed before they filmed it.
The score.
Yeah, when obviously all this, the soundtrack is incredibly important. The songs and that.
But the score is just emotionally there as a...
Exactly. I thought it was interesting because usually, obviously, they'll make a film, edit it all together, and then send it to some composer and do something brilliant with it. But what you wanted is obviously the guy who composed it would have read the scripts and has made
understand the nuances of the scenes. Yeah.
So like the part where Quill essentially sacrifices himself for Gamorrean and he goes out to space and puts the mask on.
Yeah,
in the hope that he gets picked up by
It's pretty intense then.
Yeah, well, the music in the background was playing while they were doing that scene to sort of use the music to enhance their performance, which I think is a really good way of making a film.
It's doing it in the opposite way around.
Yeah. I think that's a really clever idea.
Because you could say that the acting informs the music. Which is true, but then music can also inform the acting. Because a lot of the times when they are doing these scenes, they have an alternative soundtrack. They probably have Crimson Tide or something completely from a different... They use other music to kind of bring out the emotion on set.
Yeah, well, I know Cameron Crowe, he always has a copy of Pet Sounds by the Beach Boys anytime he's making a film, because he'll put a certain track and goes, "This is how you're feeling, this is what you're going through." You know what I mean?
And that's common practice in a lot of films, to have alternate. Yeah,
but to actually have the actual score already written and ready.
Yeah.
So they can, great.
Only if it's ever a remake or something that is already established will that actually happen in the universe that it exists. Like Star Trek, for example, they will always have the same kind of music. So that's, And then, of course, where was I going? With John Williams and E.T., I mean, they did that. I mean, you've seen that scene at the very end where E.T. is taken up, and they showed you what it would be like without music, and how it's just a lot of people just standing around looking looking
Yeah.
sad.
Yeah.
John Williams' music really makes it get you. And that's the same with that. So having that on the set, it takes it to a whole new level.
Yeah. I wasn't that impressed with the theme. You know, the music.
It's not that memorable.
No,
the music
when I
is.
hear it, it sounds like the theme to the Avengers Assemble film to me.
Mm-hmm. They all sound alike to me.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's the same composer. It might be. I'll double check that. But so that the actual music, the actual theme to Guardians, I wasn't overly fond of. It's just workable. You know, it's fine. It's all right for that, but you know,
it's on the score and it's there to serve the story, not to kind of make it as memorable. Which is a shame because I like to be able to listen to music and feel as though I know it because of the film. But at the same time, it doesn't bother me if the film has done what it needs to do. The music doesn't have to be independent to it.
I suppose maybe you don't want.
Glasses, mate.
Get off my glasses, pussy. That's right. Yeah.
So yeah, it doesn't have to.
But because the actual soundtrack, the actual cassette that Quill's got is more important.
That makes
those
sense.
songs, because that's his callback to his mum. That's his callback to going home.
It's a character in itself. That
it
music.
is, and that was that went to number 1 in iTunes. The actual tracks, you know.
It's funny how that is. How a mixtape of already existing music that's already out there can actually suddenly be purchasable again because it's an ensemble.
Yeah.
I can't fault anything else in the movie because it is true to the world and the environment that it's trying to portray.
A lot of people are quite sniffy about Ronan, the accuser, of being just a generic bad guy. I think he's fine. I think it works perfectly well.
I don't really. It's funny they say that because I actually do not. I didn't even care about the conflict between him and them. You know, it was supposed to be something that you care about, but to me, I was just more concerned about how they were going to get along.
Well, the film is about them coming together.
Yeah,
and you know, becoming a family.
I don't even remember what he looks like, the bad guy. I know Michael Rooker. He's the
Michael Rooker's brilliant in it. He's so good. Have you ever seen Michael Rooker in anything when he's not been brilliant? He just seems to be an actor who can just bring it every time.
Yeah,
even if he's in something that's not brilliant, he's just great in it.
Even Cliffhanger, you remember that one?
Yeah.
I was quite surprised about the opening scene of that film, and you've seen it, right?
Cliffhanger, yeah, of course.
Yeah, I mean the first scene is probably the most profound. It's one of those scenes that stays with you, like the bagging in the face of Pan's Labyrinth. These moments that you have that stay with you. You know, Fredo hugging Michael Corleone in The Godfather 2. Funny enough, Cliffhanger is the opening scene stays with me.
Yeah, like the part in Spice World the movie when Roger Moore talks about drums.
Yeah. Oh wow, was he in that movie?
Yeah, because he used to say these little strange. I can't even believe I've seen this film, but
is that your link to?
No, not at all. I don't know how to start, but he just said these weird things like the drummer with no legs has no backbeat, and then he'd hang up on them, and I'm like, what? I just like Roger Moore.
That's anyway. That's actually quite good. That's probably the only. It gets wasted because it's in a Spice World movie, but Spice Girls. But yeah, back to Cliffhanger.
Yes, quickly.
Spice Girls? Really? Spice Girls? He goes to Spice Girls with this? I mean, why? Why do I put up with this? Why? Okay, Cliffhanger.
Woody Allen then. Well, you know, why did you go back to this? Why did you go back to these things?
You have to keep on bringing it up, it's right, fine. The scene is that they're trying to cross a ravine and they're on a rope or something. They're trying to get onto the helicopter because they're in trouble, and she literally is just hanging on.
Yeah, he's holding her hand.
He's holding her hand, and the glove is slipping off, and the look of fear in her face is incredible. It scared the hell out of me because it's just the whole idea of someone just being dropped and then knowing that they're just gonna that's such a long way down before they actually hit anything, and there's no way out. There's no but Michael Rooker in that scene at the very end when she drops, he looks over at Sylvester Stallone with those dagger eyes, that look of everything, every single thing that you can think of is going through his mind, and that is good acting. I mean, that's just Michael Rooker.
Yeah, I do believe he's an actor who just brings it every time. You know what I mean? Interesting. Do you remember Ace Ventura parodying that? I think it's Ace Ventura When Nature Calls. It's the second one, and it's brilliant. But funnily enough, I can't be
Was Michael Rooker in that?
No.
Okay.
I can't be sure of it, but he parodies it by he's holding a raccoon. I'm sure it's a raccoon.
A raccoon?
It's the same thing, and he can't hold it. He can't hold onto the raccoon's hand, and the raccoon just falls into the ravine, and obviously dies. And Ace Ventura ends up going to a monastery to find spiritual enlightenment. But I'm sure it's a raccoon, and that's a nice little link to Guardians.
Yeah, wow. That's like 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, who is also mentioned in Guardians of the Galaxy. This is just pure.
This is just symbiotic,
it's just meant to be.
isn't it?
Yeah,
it's brilliant.
yeah,
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's all connecting the dots as if it was meant to be. So yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy is one of those things that will hopefully keep on getting better, right?
Absolutely, yeah. Well, James Gunn's doing a sequel. He said he could not let go of Rocket and Groot.
Yeah, which
he
is
couldn't
good.
let go of those characters. And I think he already had an idea for the second film as he was making the first one.
It's very rare that a director, when he leaves a project, does it actually get better. Oh, there is an exception, of course. Star Wars.
Yeah.
When Irving Kershner and the other guy, Mark Wand, they did the other 2 Star Wars films, and they were just as good,
Yeah,
if not better.
Empire's better than Star Wars for me. I prefer it's a better film.
But I kind of get the feeling that James Gunn would not have gone through this movie without the support of everybody who was there to kind of guide him along and to say, we need a bit more of you in this. And I think the problem with the prequels is people were trying to say to Lucas, we want a little bit less of you in this.
Yeah.
We want to see the Star Wars of the world. We don't want it to be...
I think that's the thing, because I'd say Guardians is James Gunn's vision. What he had in his head, he has put on the screen, and it's fantastic. But it's funny, it's touching.
He didn't go too far.
But George Lucas got exactly on everything they had in his head on the screen.
Yeah.
But one's shit and one's brilliant.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's as simple as that.
Yeah, and it's just an odd thing that two different directors with 2 different budgets and abilities and expectations. I think maybe the expectation was also there with Star Wars that that he failed simply because he just couldn't hold the big weight of the first 3 films. James Gunn is going out on a limb here with his first outing with Guardians of the Galaxy, which not everybody knows about. As a comic book,
it was a big gamble when they first announced that they were doing it. Everyone thought it's just going to be Marvel's first flop. You know what I mean?
Because they're picking a subject matter that nobody knows about.
Yeah,
really.
No one's heard of Guardians of the Galaxy. I'd never heard of it. I'd never read a comic of Guardians of the Galaxy. You've got a talking raccoon. Tree that primarily says 3 words. Well, it's not a tree, it's a plant.
Yeah, I must admit, when going into this, when you said about the talking raccoon and a tree, I just kind of thought, it sounded so much.
It does
like Fezziwig in Labyrinth and the trees in Lord of the Rings, and I kind of just thought, I'm gonna put it off as much as possible, but.
It's a testament to James Gunn to how much you care about a talking raccoon.
Yeah,
by this, like, the characters, he's the most tortured character, I think, the raccoon, because he's literally been tortured, ripped apart, put back together, and made into this little thing. There's nothing else in the galaxy like Rocket. Yeah. You know what I mean? He's the only one of him. So how alone that character must feel. And I think it's no mistake that the most tortured and damaged character is with the most innocent character, which is Groot. I think Groot is just pure innocence. Yeah. They actually designed Groot's eyes to be like the eyes of a dog.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Because the dog is just loyal and,
Well, yeah, you look at that and you think, poor guy. Yeah,
and just the scene where Groot's created that big ball of plant life around them,
the cocoon of Yeah.
Yeah, and then Rock is like, what are you doing? You know, you're going to die. And then he says, you know, we are Groot. And I was choked up. I was like, wow. Yeah, I was really choked up because I was invested in the characters.
Exactly. You were there. You were there. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
that's great.
in Phantom Menace, when is it Qui-Gon Jinn? Is that his name? When he gets killed, I was like, oh, fine. I don't care.
It's like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, he didn't do much while you were on the freaking screen anyway, so yeah, goodbye.
Yeah, you talked too much. You talked about midichlorians, you asshole!
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, that's a person.
But it's Liam Neeson, for goodness sake.
He can act. But then a tree's about to die, and I was welling up. I mean, brilliant.
Okay, let's go through all the films where we've welled up over something that wasn't human.
E.T., but then there's the human. Well,
there's a human connection, and there's also a plant involved. Which, by the way, I'll tying this in, I actually had my world broken apart. We watched E.T. the other day, special edition. A lot of scenes I hadn't seen in there, a lot of new stuff. And then, they're talking about the geranium plant that he brings to life. And Drew Barrymore in the read-along book, she calls it a geranium. They call it geraniums in the film. Catherine sits there, she goes, that's not a geranium, that's a chrysanthemum.
Oh.
And I was like, you're kidding me? He said, no, that's a geranium. Look, everybody said, look, listen, this is Drew Barrymore right now saying, it's a geranium. And it's like, yeah, but it's a chrysanthemum. Geranium is lots of little plants, lots of little tiny flowers bushed up together like that. And a chrysanthemum is just one flower with a black middle in the middle. And that's what you're looking at, Stephen. That is a chrysanthemum.
That's a huge mistake. How?
Steven Spielberg messed up. Unless they call those geraniums, and there's kind of like, but then plants are plants. You know, they stem from the Latin, if they cannot get that right. So all this time we've been thinking that they were geraniums, but they're actually chrysanthemums. That's a bit of a segue, and has nothing to do with Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's a little bit of cool movie trivia, I guess, though.
Yeah, because I looked around everywhere and nobody's talking about that, so I think we might have an exclusive there.
Wow. And have you proven that it's definitely a chrysanthemum?
I think it's pretty much, like for like. It's a chrysanthemum.
Not saying that your darling wife would be wrong, I'm just saying, have you seen
Well, I said you're wrong. I dared, and then I said, yeah, you're right. Which is usually the case, you know.
Yeah,
but
even if they're wrong, they have to be right.
No, but this is dead on, and I just had, all of a sudden, I just thought, all this time, you know, you see the plant in E.T., you say, geraniums. So yeah, anyway, but yeah, the idea being is that we did have a connection. I think emotional when the plant came back to life in E.T. So there is that connection there. Any other film where we are emotionally invested in a creature? Flight of the Navigator, was there anything there? It's a tiny little creature in there.
Yeah,
but it's not really.
And there's still a human connection.
Because
the connection there is between
a
raccoon and a tree.
Right, okay.
A plant, so no, I don't think so.
Can't think of anything.
No. What do you think of the dance-off bit at the end?
Dance-off. That's okay.
I loved it. I thought it was great, because I wasn't expecting it. Again, it subverts your expectation. You know what I mean? So you didn't know what to expect. He's about to destroy the planet, and then he just starts dancing. I think it was a brilliant idea.
That's the way it is.
And he come up with the best put down I've ever heard of me in life. Turd Blossom.
Turd Blossom.
Yeah, dance off, bitch. Come on, I'm trying to. Anyway, he calls him a Turd Blossom, and it's my favourite put down now. On Turd Blossoms.
We had a good talking about talk downs. We had one in college that we made up, and I'm going to mention him. Russell Cam came up with this one.
Right.
You're such a log loser.
Log loser.
Yeah, it's like you can't even keep your own shit. You know, you're a log loser. It was hilarious. So that's to me, it's hilarious.
Yeah, that's funny.
Log loser.
It's literally true, because no one can keep hold of their own shit. It's eventually going to come out and
go forever.
Yeah,
flush.
Goes into the ocean, which then goes through a huge filtration system, which you eventually start to drink again.
Shut up, Morgan. Morgan Freeman's here in the room. In the room, it's Morgan Freeman. So yeah, I think we've nailed every aspect that I wanted to talk about with Guardians of the Galaxy.
I'll be honest, there's so much in the film that I could keep on talking about, but I don't want to bore people. But it's refreshing. It's a space opera. It's funny. It's touching. It reminded me of watching Ray's Lost Ark for the very first time. It gives you that kind of feeling of just going on an adventure, and it's rewarding.
And you actually left the cinema feeling good. That's a rare thing these days. I mean, having gone to see Godzilla and Prometheus, and visually enjoying the festivities of the visuals, but just being let down by the dialogue and the characters and the whole situation that's there. You've come out of this feeling very, very... It's like a good meal that you've just digested.
Yeah, and again, when we've talked previously about how a film can make you invest in the director, I've gone back and I've watched all James Gunn's stuff. This PG porn thing he did on YouTube, which is really funny. I've read his book, which is very funny. If any of that's true, I feel sorry for the poor guy who went through some shit. And just a brilliant guy, brilliant writer, brilliant director. Can't wait to see Guardians 2.
Yeah, and I think that's good to have an investment in directors these days. I mean, it's hard to kind of... There's so many out there, and but it sounds like he's kind of got his finger in a few pies as well. He doesn't just direct; he does other things.
Oh yeah.
Does he act as well? Is there a cameo, James Gunn cameo, or
when he first gets the orb, and he has the two guys behind it, and
yes.
Well, I think he's one of them. I think he's the one who calls a Ninja Turtle.
Oh,
yeah, I think he's one of them. But he has acted in the past. He's in a film that he wrote but didn't direct. I forget what it's called now, but it's about like I think it's the 6th or 7th best superheroes in that sort of made up world, and they're a bit useless, I think. And it's about them. I forget what it's called.
That sounds
Rob
familiar.
Lowe's in it.
Oh, hang on. Is it a fairly recent one? I could see an orange man in a suit. Oh, shall I open the vacuum cleaner?
Yeah, go on, open the vacuum cleaner.
So, oh my god! Oh my god, it's Andy! Oh, hang on, it's really, the fan is blowing really hard. Just hold on to it. No, I'm gonna have to close it. That's okay. The fan's calmed down. It's calmed down. My god!
Wow!
I thought I lost you there. You literally were gonna.
Oh, my hair's blown off.
Andy, you don't have any hair.
Oh, right.
That's okay. So like, we're gonna look something up. We're gonna look something up right now. Internet Movie Database. What were we looking for?
Just put James Gunn, I guess.
James Gunn. Oh yeah, that superhero. Oh look, James Gunn.
He's smiling face.
Okay, when you write in James, you've got James Spader, my favourite actor. James Franco. Yeah. James McAvery.
McAvoy.
McAvoy.
McAvery.
Hey, look at this. They're kind of all, we've got X-Men.
Oh, I love that James Gunn is before James Cameron. I love that.
Yeah,
James Cameron.
Okay, so you're looking at, is it that one? Movie 43?
No, it's definitely not that. God, that's awful. Keep going down.
Directing?
Oh no, he didn't direct it, but he wrote it.
Ooh.
The Specials, that's it.
The Specials. And just before Scooby-Doo. Okay.
Yeah,
just before Scooby-Doo.
Yeah. But in fact, that's the only one I've not seen, but I do have now, so I'm going to watch that.
But if you actually look at his... I'm just having a look there. The stuff that he's done. Dawn of the Dead screenplay.
Yeah.
2004. I love that movie.
Yeah, that's great.
James Gunn did that.
Yeah.
I am impressed, Mr. Gunn.
Have you ever seen Slither? That's great.
Now, we said that before, that I thought it was the Sharon Stone film.
Yeah, no, not that one.
But it's not.
It's got
Slither with a T.
Because Michael Rooker is in every film that James Gunn's directed.
Really?
Yeah. And he's in that, he's in Super, and obviously he's in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes.
So's Nathan Fillion. Nathan Fillion's in all three. You know, when they're in the kiln, the prison.
Gotcha.
And that big blue thing is like going to Peter Quill, like, oh, look at you, pretty thing, and then Groot sticks his fingers up his nose and lifts him up. That's voiced by Nathan Fillion.
Oh, there you go.
You know what I mean? I love that, but I like a director. Guillermo del Toro was very similar, where he finds actors that he likes and gets along with and loves and always uses them. Because I think that's important to a film, that the director gets along with the actors and actually likes them as people.
Well, there's a trust, there's a bond.
Well, can you imagine? Because probably from start to finish, you're talking between 1.5 years to 2 years to get a film written, produced, made, directed, post-production, blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine doing that with people you don't like. That must be awful, because it must be a quite solitary thing to be a director of a film.
Yeah.
And to be on set with people you can't get along with who are not very nice. That must be difficult. So.
I think that's why they weed them out as early as possible. If they're going to be a trouble, then they know it's going to. If it's going to affect, then they usually get fired.
Mm.
They usually get going, or they just deal with it because they're told to deal with it by the studios because they need this person as a cash in.
So to surround yourselves with people who have got the chops, but also they're your friends
that you can trust,
and you get along with them. I think
you can work with them.
Yeah. I think that's how he's made this film so great.
But I think most of the best films are like that. The best, I mean, if you think about your top 5 films, are the directors usually quite synonymous with the actors?
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah,
because I'd say so. I mean, I'm thinking Taxi Driver, Godfather, Deer Hunter. Well, I say Michael Cimino. He's not really, but the ensemble of the cast are often quite. Actors tend to also like working with each other again. If they've had a really good experience, but to do something different, and
it's good. Like if you've got with De Niro and Scorsese, where De Niro can say, "I really want to make this film about Jake LaMotta," you know what I mean? And
okay, I'm gonna help you do that. I'm gonna really do it. Okay, is that okay?
That's great.
Okay,
but Woody Allen didn't direct.
No, I was doing Scorsese. I was doing Scorsese. Because he talks really fast and he likes to get things out really quick. Okay. I'm happy with Guardians of the Galaxy. It's out on Blu-ray now.
Yes. Buy it.
And
not on 4K Blu-ray though, I found. So come on, James, get it out on 4K Blu-ray.
4K Blu-ray. I have no idea. Do you know what? I'm still just on the DVD phenomenon. I'm just discovering DVDs.
Well, most of the HD TVs are like 1080, and the Blu-ray's 1080p.
Yeah.
But now, like myself, has now got a 4K TV, so instead of being 1080, it's 4,000 resolution. I mean,
okay. Cinema is dead.
No, it's not. It's Guardians of the Galaxy has just come out.
No. But the buildings. I mean, you can watch it at home. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
One thing that I do want to touch upon that's quite interesting, that I'd be like, the time that it takes for a film from being in the cinema to actually being available for home release, the time that it takes, it's now about 3 months.
Yeah.
Latency period between cinema. I mean, that used to be 10 months. It used to be 10 months before you could even rent, and the system used to be in place where you would see it in the cinema, and only until the end of the run does it actually count 10 months before you can actually rent.
Yeah, I think there's many reasons for that. I think one of them is piracy.
Yes.
So if we can get it out on Blu-ray very quickly, they're not going to want to watch this cam version of the film. They're going to want to buy it on Blu-ray and watch it.
They're going to be patient, and so a lot of it they're investing in the technology now as much as possible.
But I think the society now, everything's on demand, and people want things now.
Yeah,
they don't want to wait for things, and I think that's part of it as well.
Yeah, and that's why slow films are, any film that takes its time is called a slow film.
Yeah.
Oh. What's that noise? That is actually not a sound effect that I have inserted.
Is that in with the drill again?
There's a guy with a drill.
He's putting up security lights at Tosser.
Damn it, who's he think he is?
Yeah.
Do you know what? I'm just going to go around his house at night and steal his DVD. No, Bluetooth player.
Bluetooth player? Yeah. Blu-ray, mate.
Bluetooth player.
You get his Bluetooth player, come back and go, I've got these Blu-rays, can't do anything with it.
So how does this Bluetooth player work?
Where do I put the disc in? It's shocking.
This is bad. Actually, to be honest, I have to admit, it wasn't me, it was my brother. My brother actually put toast in a VHS recorder.
Did he?
Yeah.
Did it cook it?
No, he actually thought he could play it. He put his toast in the VCR.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't me. I thought it was me actually, but then I realised, I don't know, it was my brother.
Did he watch porn films and think he could stick his penis in a VHS player and have sex with it?
The end. No.
There's the line.
So I don't know how to end this because we, with the David Lynch thing, we had something to end with. But
goodbye, everybody.
Oh, goodbye. We're out of here. Look, I'm in my rocket ship. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Ready? You got your throttle. Okay.
All right, I've got it.
Go. Okay, just push it forward a little bit there. Okay. We're gonna fly this ship out of here. Ready?
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
You're so shit.
Liquid storage bags! You will never get caught short again thanks to liquid storage bags!
Here you get 8, that's right, 8 bags in which you can store your very own liquid items.
Bags are sold separately, liquid not included.
The attractive cardboard box is easy to open.
With each wonderfully transparent, durable, and easily accessible.
Ready to go! That's right, when you've got to go,
liquid storage bags are there for you! Liquid storage bags?
That's right!
Liquid storage bags!
They're sleek, sturdy, and stylish. And what's more, you can write all the information you need right there on the bag, where the space is provided.
Warning, do not write on liquid storage bags. Liquid storage bags cannot be found in any store, by phone, or online.
So you know that liquid storage bags are the product for you.
And only you.
What's it called?
Liquid storage bags.
Ah, yeah!
Liquid storage bags.